Most people think you need money to make money. That's a lie. YouTube, for example, has paid out over $100 billion to creators and artists in just the past 4 years. Not to celebrities, not to corporations, but to ordinary people who uploaded videos from bedrooms, basements, and laptops they already owned. Some of those videos were filmed once and are still paying their creators every single day. And YouTube is just one example. Digital products generate pure profit after they're created. Dividend-paying assets send cash to investors just for owning them. And skills, once turned into systems, can earn money long after the work is done. So if you think being broke means you're stuck, think again. Today I'm showing you 5 assets that can pay you forever, even if you start with nothing. My name is Peter, and I love talking about how real wealth is built. Let's get into it. Asset number 1, content assets. Content is probably the most overlooked asset on the planet, and I'm talking about YouTube videos, blog posts, social media content, anything that lives on the internet and keeps working for you. See, most people think content is just marketing, but when you understand how it really works, content becomes an actual asset, something that earns money while you sleep. Here's how it works. When you create a piece of content, whether it's a YouTube video, a blog article, or even a well-structured Instagram post, that content can generate income in multiple ways. You've got ad revenue, affiliate commissions, sponsorship deals, and eventually it can drive sales to your own products. But here's the magic. Once that content is live, it keeps working. A video you upload today can still be earning money 5 years from now, 10 years from now, while you're asleep, while you're on vacation, while you're creating the next piece. Content compounds attention the same way money compounds interest. The more you create, the more traffic you attract. The more traffic you get, the more opportunities open up. It snowballs. And if you're broke right now, this is probably the best place to start, because the platforms are free. YouTube, Medium, TikTok, Instagram, they cost you nothing. You don't need inventory. You don't need employees. You don't need startup capital. The only thing you need is time and consistency. That's it. I know what you're thinking. But Peter, doesn't it take forever to make money from content? Sure, it's not instant, but neither is building wealth. The point is, you're building an asset, something that grows in value over time. Think of it this way. Would you rather trade your time for a paycheck that disappears the moment you stop working? Or would you rather invest that same time into something that keeps paying you year after year? That's the difference between a job and an asset. Now, content is powerful, but content is really just the traffic. The real leverage comes when you own what you're selling, which brings us to asset number 2. Asset number 2, digital products. Digital products are how you turn effort into infinite inventory. Let me explain. When you create a digital product once, you can sell it forever. There's no restocking, no manufacturing costs, no shipping fees. You create it one time, and it becomes an endless stream of potential income. I'm talking about things like ebooks, guides, templates, Notion systems, simple online courses. Anything digital that solves a problem or teaches a skill. Here's why this is so powerful. First, there's zero cost to duplicate. If you sell a physical product, every sale costs you money, materials, labor, shipping. But with a digital product, once it's made, copying it is free. You can sell 1 copy or 10,000 copies. The cost to you is the same. Second, there's no storage. You're not paying rent for a warehouse. Everything lives in the cloud. Third, there's no limit on buyers. You could be selling to someone in New York at the same time someone in Tokyo is downloading the same product. Your income isn't tied to geography or time zones. And fourth, this works even if you're broke, because digital products cost time, not money. You can build them using completely free tools, Canva for design, Google Docs for writing, Gumroad or StanStore for selling. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need a business license. You just need to know something that someone else wants to learn. And trust me, you already do. Maybe you know how to meal prep on a budget. Maybe you understand SEO. Maybe you've figured out how to build a resume that gets interviews. Whatever it is, someone out there is willing to pay to skip the learning curve. Here's the mindset shift. Employees get paid once for their time. Digital product owners get paid repeatedly for the same effort. You create it once. You sell it forever. But I get it. Maybe you're not ready to create a product yet. Maybe you're still building your skills. That's fine, because you can still turn what you know into an asset. Let me show you how. Asset number 3, skills that turn into automated income. Here's something most people don't realize. Skills are only valuable when they're attached to your time, but skills become wealth when you detach them from your hours. Let me break that down. If you're a freelancer, you're trading time for money. You design a logo, you get paid. You stop designing, you stop getting paid. That's not an asset. That's just a high-paying job. But when you take that same skill and turn it into a system, everything changes. Maybe you're a graphic designer. Instead of doing client work forever, you create a course teaching others how to design. Or you build a library of templates people can buy and customize. Or you license your design style to a platform that pays you royalties. Suddenly, your skill isn't just earning you money when you work. It's earning you money when you don't. Freelancers trade time for money. Owners turn skills into systems. And the beautiful thing is, once a skill is systemized, the income continues. One skill can create multiple streams: a course, a template library, a membership, a licensing deal. And if you're broke, this is perfect, because skills are free to learn. The internet has given us unlimited education, YouTube tutorials, free courses, blog posts, podcasts. You can learn almost anything without spending a dime. Execution beats credentials. Nobody cares if you went to a fancy school. They care if you can solve their problem. So here's the move. Learn a skill. Get good at it. Then ask yourself, how can I package this so it pays me even when I'm not working? That's how the rich think. They don't sell skills. They sell systems built from skills. All right, so far we've covered content, digital products, and systemized skills. Those are all things you create. But now, let's talk about assets that earn without you creating anything. Asset number 4, dividend-paying index funds and ETFs. This is where a lot of people think, oh, Peter, I don't have money to invest. And I get it, but hear me out, because this is more accessible than you think. Dividend-paying index funds and ETFs are basically collections of stocks that pay you just for owning them. These are real companies: Apple, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson. They make profits, and instead of keeping all the money, they share some of it with their shareholders. That's you. If you own even one share, here's why this pays forever. Businesses pay shareholders because that's how capitalism works. As long as companies are profitable, they distribute cash to their investors. And over time, as these companies grow, your dividends grow too. Plus, you can set those dividends to automatically reinvest, which means your money is compounding without you lifting a finger. You're planting money trees that keep dropping fruit, and the fruit grows more trees, and those trees drop more fruit. You get the idea. Now, why does this work if you're broke? Because of fractional shares. You don't need thousands of dollars to start. You can invest $10, $20, whatever you've got. Platforms like Robinhood, Fidelity, and Vanguard let you buy pieces of shares. And you don't need to be some Wall Street genius. You're not picking individual stocks. You're buying index funds that own hundreds of companies. It's diversified. It's simple. It's designed for regular people. The key is just to start. Even small amounts grow over decades. Time in the market beats timing the market. Always. But maybe you're thinking, stocks are cool, but what about real estate? I hear that's where the real wealth is. And you're right. Except most people can't afford to buy property, which is exactly why asset number 5 exists. Asset number 5, REITs. Real estate without buying a house. REITs. Real estate investment trusts. Sounds fancy, but it's actually super simple. A REIT is a company that owns income-generating real estate, apartment buildings, storage, facilities, hospitals, shopping malls, office buildings. They collect rent from tenants, and then they pay that rent out to investors like you and me. So you get rental income without being a landlord. Here's why this pays forever. People always need places to live. They need places to store their stuff. They need hospitals. They need offices. Rent never stops. And by law, REITs have to pay out at least 90% of their income as dividends. That means steady, predictable cash flow. And if you're broke, this is beautiful. Because you can buy one share of a REIT. No mortgage, no down payment, no dealing with tenants at 2 a.m. because the toilet's broken. You just own a piece of the real estate portfolio and you collect checks. You get the benefits of real estate, diversification, inflation protection, passive income, without any of the headaches. It's like collecting rent without ever fixing a sink. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. All 5 of these, assets, content, digital products, systemized skills, dividend funds, and REITs, they all follow the same rule. Ownership over effort, leverage over labor, systems over struggle. See, the poor chase income, they work for money. The moment they stop working, the money stops. The rich build assets, and assets pay them forever. That's the game. That's the difference. And the crazy part? You don't need a trust fund to play. You just need to shift your thinking. Stop trading time for money. Start building things that pay you repeatedly. Look, you don't need to do all 5 of these. That's not the point. The point is to start with one. Pick the one that makes the most sense for where you are right now. If you've got more time than money, start creating content or building a digital product. If you've got a skill, figure out how to systemize it. If you've got even a little bit of cash, start stacking dividend funds or REITs. Just start. Build it. Let it compound, then stack the next. 1. Because wealth isn't built in a day. It's built in decisions. Small, consistent decisions that add up over years. And 10 years from now, you're going to be so glad you started today. If this video helped you, do me a favor and subscribe. I make content like this every week. Real strategies, no fluff. Just practical ways to build wealth, even if you're starting from zero. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.